What is up, traders? Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Human Performance Lab. I hope everybody is having an amazing day, an amazing evening, wherever you are in the world. Life and the markets have treated you well today. If I can speak, it would be nice. I have a lot of work to do this weekend, so I wasn't going to stream today, but I got everything done today that I needed to get done for the weekend. And so now I'm free on the weekend. I don't have a lot to do and I can focus. And I'm like, okay, I still have time to practice. So might as well come on and do some practicing. Today, you probably noticed I was not live. I did not trade live today. Rather, I traded on my own. And this is the result. So $852 in the London session, and then $1633 in the US session, trading from 10 to, I don't know, 10:45. So what's the difference between yesterday and today? I actually allowed myself to trade today. The first time in a long time, in a few weeks, that I just allowed myself to come in and give myself the freedom to trade today. And it felt amazing. So I don't know. I may not trade live going forward. I don't know. I'm probably going to go ahead and just trade for the rest of this week on my own. Trading live is very, very different than trading just on your own. At least it is for me. There's a performance aspect of trading live that adjusts the psyche. It's one thing of having an expense trade when you are trading on your own, and it's another having an expense trade trading live, because then you get the feedback. Oh, well, I was in here and they got in right at the high tick of a bar, which isn't even possible to do, right? Because even if you have a limit order right where the high is, chances are you're not going to get filled because it didn't trade through that tick. But then there's also the psychological level too of needing to be able to perform and be right. And one of the things that makes trading extremely difficult for me psychologically is the need to be right. And that triggers me. And I haven't found a way yet to manage that live. Now, there's two things to that. One, I enjoy trading live because trading live, I get a chance to talk to other people, to communicate, to demonstrate. This is not about teaching you how to trade. I really don't think that anybody can teach another person how to trade. I really don't. I don't think it's even possible, because I think it's up to the individual to be able to trade. Because it doesn't really matter what you do. It doesn't really matter what system or methodology that you're trading. It's the trader that makes the trade. And I think that a trader can be nurtured, developed. But to develop is the responsibility of the individual. It has nothing to do with the teacher. And if it had anything to do with the teacher, then you would have individuals out there being able to teach people how to trade. But most of the individuals out there that are teaching people how to trade, what are they doing? Well, they're not really trading. Huh. My camera's not even on, is it? Oh, that's rude. Hold on a second. Let me fix my camera. Is that better? Let me see if I can't get this camera working. I didn't reset my. I don't think so. I don't think it's gonna work. I catch longs. I caught longs today. I caught shorts. To be honest with you, um, Drew, entrepreneur. I've been trading since 1998. I traded from 1998 to 2019. It's not. It's not the summertime. Okay. I was watching a video today about a quant guy. Right. You went to UCLA, had all the stuff. Right. Entrepreneur, and I'm not challenging you by any stretch of imagination. By at all. So don't take it since that I'm saying that. Um, it's the it is a summer. Things slow down, but as you can tell, I mean, this is a live. Well, I mean, an evaluation, right? It's not a cash account. It's a valuation. 1633 in July, right? I caught longs. I caught shorts. I traded today. I absolutely 100% traded today, and it felt so good to be back in the saddle doing my craft because I've been having a really hard time doing my craft, trading live in front of others. That's the problem. Not the summertime. I mean, summertime is the summertime, right? Expect the markets to be a little quieter, right? But these markets aren't quieter though. These markets are actually pretty fun to trade, really fun to trade. And something's wrong with my camera, so I apologize. It's not on at the moment. It's on, it's just not on. I don't know what's going on with it, but I didn't reset my machine last night, or today, so it probably has something to do with it. But that's okay. We don't need a camera today. Um, Trading is one of those things that you just do. Um, there are more to retail traders now, and it makes you know what. So I got a trading. I retired in December of 2019. Okay, I was investment banking with Wachovia in 2005 to 2008. I left Wachovia right before December. It was in October actually of 2008. We all know what happened in December of 2008. And I went to a brick and mortar prop firm in Florida, and I did event-driven stocks, trading event-driven stocks on time and sales. 2010, I went on my own. I went retail. I got into indices 2013, 12, 2013. I've really gone to auction market theory. I traded that full time until 2019. I didn't have a job between 2008 and 2019. I went through a divorce. The divorce almost killed me. Seriously. Blood clots. I just stopped living my life. And I didn't have like an aha moment or anything else because of the blood clots. They vacuumed 3 ounces of blood clots out of my upper lungs. I didn't have an awe moment. It wasn't spiritual, wasn't anything else along those lines, but it did wake me up in terms of what do I want to do for the rest of my life. And what I did was I decided that I really wanted to be intentional with my life. And that's what I do now is I just live intentionally doing the things that I really want to be doing, and trading is one of those. So I got back into trading in May of this year. I got charts again for the first time since November of 2019. So it is very different. It's very different right now. I was trading cash, and then I decided that I wanted to take this to a live streaming type event. And I really wanted to live stream anyhow. So I was just in April, I was trying to figure out what I wanted to live stream. I found these individuals on TikTok out there teaching people how to trade, right? ICT and different other things along those lines. I was like, oh God, no. No, 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 no. So I decided to come in and go live. But I was trading in my cash account in May before I went live in June and doing great. And then I came on live. I was really struggling. And I was listening to other people and those type of things with these prop accounts. I'm like, man, you trade prop, you trade cash completely different. And then of course, high water drawdown, high watermark drawdowns, right, is an issue with the prop firms and how they make money and stuff. So I really came in and decided, okay, you know what? If I'm going to do this, I need to demonstrate it. I've been having a hard time demonstrating it live. I trade the NASDAQ right now. I used to trade the ES, 25 lots in the ES and 18 lots in the Russell. That was kind of my jam. Skilling in and skilling out of positions. More day trading than scalping. I'm finding that I'm doing a lot more scalping than day trading right now. Now, yesterday live, probably one of the best things that could have happened to me in a while in the terms of trading, and I'll just show you the account and what I've been doing in it. So yesterday, this is the last couple of, this week is when I started trading live again. After going sim after my cash account debacle in my first week, I went back into sim, and then this is what I've done. Monday and Tuesday was very interesting. We were in a position where we were buyers could be coming in on the daily perspective, but then also sellers too, from where the price action was at and location of the daily profiles. And so I was like, okay, we're probably going to get a lot of sideways market consolidation, right? So I did very little trading. And then I turned around and I took a short yesterday too early and took a $1,300 hit in one lot in the NASDAQ. Now, I would have held that, not being live, I would have held that and added into the position and been just fine. But oh, well, okay. TikTok is telling me that I'm not being original in my material. So what I did was, they're restricting me. Good times. And so I took that expense trade, which was fine. It was amazing. Then I took a revenue and then I took another expense. But if you're going to demonstrate trading in front of other people, you have to demonstrate the money management aspect behind it. And that's kind of what I did yesterday. But I don't restrict myself in my cash account because I can take pretty large hits in the cash account. I mean, $25,000 is not that big of a deal in my cash account, but I can't do that in one of these accounts here. And then today, you can't see it. You'll be able to see it tomorrow, $1,600 in revenue because I just traded and I didn't have an expense trade today. I asset managed myself into a expense that I had, and I was down about $1,800 in the position. But I added some lots. I had 16 on. The pullback happened. I got out with like a $30 revenue and I was good to go. But the biggest change today was I went from the micros to the minis. And in the context of the minis, I'm trading 4 lots. And my risk parameters have shifted a little bit. So if I'm going to go live, I have to figure out this whole money management thing better. And of course, when you start to adjust your money management, what are you really adjusting? Well, if you adjust your money management, what you're adjusting is your whole methodology. And so I don't know what I'm going to do in the live yet, but I do want to be coming on in the afternoons and I do want to be practicing. And one of the things that I might do in the context of practice is I might record my trading and then do like a playback type thing in the evenings after my practice. One, that's going to help me develop. right, into what it is that I am doing. But two, it's also going to help me in the context, or it's going to hopefully help other traders in the context of me being able to still demonstrate my trading, but still be able to manage it on my own until I'm able to manage my trading live, because it is very different to do. And if you don't think that, well, you try it and see how that works for you, because it is very different for me. Now, I've ran trading rooms in the past, in 2012, 2013. And it was very different. It was paid. I wasn't doing education. I was just trading. Here, I'm doing a lot more education, which makes it a lot more difficult. So I don't know. I don't know what's going to look like going forward yet. So that's just kind of the public service announcement of my development, where I'm going with this and what I'm going to do moving forward. And kind of go from there. Ram, how's it going? It's good to see you. So yeah, $1,600 in revenue today, 1223 in expense yesterday. And we'll see what happens tomorrow. But it's still a long ways away from hitting the $9,000 or $59,000 mark, or $159,000 mark, and the $150,000 prop account that I'm in. So we've got a long ways to go. And never judge your trading on just a day. Never judge your trading on just, a week. Journal your trades. 30 trades is minimum for statistical relevance. Okay? And statistical relevance is important. If you're scaling in and out, don't worry so much about risk reward. Everybody on the internet's talking about risk reward. If you're scaling in and out of positions, pay attention to profit factor. If you don't know what profit factor is, Google it, look it up, figure out the formula, and start utilizing it. Risk reward is not everything. If you're scaling in and out, look at your profit factor. And a profit factor minimum should be 1.25, 1.3. What does that mean? You're making 25 to 30% more than what you're risking, or what your average expense trade is. Okay? So you're making 25 to 30% more per trade than what your expense trades are. What's an expense trade? A losing trade. Why do I say expense and revenue over win and loss? Win and loss can trigger emotionally. It can trigger psychologically. This is not about gambling. This is not about going to a casino. This is not about winning and losing. This is about a business. You've got revenue and you have expenses, just like a business does. All right? So there's my philosophy on trading. This is what it is that I am doing. We will see what I do going forward on the live sessions. But for now, let's get past this whole little introduction here and let's get into some practice. Because practice is where it's at. All right, so we're going to go into yesterday. I had a expense yesterday of $1223.24 in the prop account. It's right here for everybody to see. And I am going to replay yesterday, and I'm going to retrade it, and we're going to see what, if anything, is different on the day. So let me get the replay up and let's get started. Ram, and so my camera, my web, so I have an FX3 and FX30 that I do all of my Sony FX3 and FX30 that I do all of my long form videos on behind me. To the right of me, I have a just an Elgato Facecam 4K is all it is. I don't know, it's just not working right now, but I didn't reset my machine so before coming live. So it's probably has something to do with that. It's just not working right now. So, and of course, TikTok doesn't like that. They'll kick you out for not having, a working camera, and as they will say, it is not original content because the camera's not working. So let me get live connection is off. Replay data is in. We are going into the 22nd of July, and we need 0930. Select symbol, micro, and we're going to hit set. But, and you know, I'm kind of a mess anyhow. I just got in. Albert out. Thank you so much for joining. I appreciate you. I apologize for not being here earlier. I have a ton of work I've got to get done in here this weekend. I'm going to be planning on streaming a lot this weekend. What's going on? It's good to see you. Thank you for being here. I'm planning on streaming a lot this weekend, and I just had a lot of stuff that I had to get done before then. Like, it's chores, you know. I mean, got some cleaning I need to do, mow the lawn, those type of things. I got all that stuff done early today, and I'm like, you know what? I got time, so I'm going to come in here and I'm going to practice. If I'm practicing, I'm going to be live. So that's just the way it is. But thank you for being here. Appreciate you. Was missing you, bro? Aw, appreciate you. Appreciate you. Miss you guys too. I love being in here, talking to you guys, you know, discussing trading, you know, a little bit of banter. I mean, all sorts of stuff. I love this. I wouldn't change it for the world. All right. Let's get into this. I think we should be set. 0924. We should be good to go. Let's hit play and see what happens. There it is. Move forward. Okay. We're at the open. Oh, wait. We're going way too fast. That's okay. We're not trading until 10 anyhow. So let's go ahead and pause this because it went way too fast there. And we're going to get our PMA done for the day. A little late. That's okay. We can do this. So what are we doing? We're trading in value. We're trading in unfair highs, trading in value off of value area low. All right. So our areas are going to be kind of up here and kind of down here. We're just marking because there's not really anything to really mark on this daily perspective because we're just trading in value. Well, and where is VPOC? Right in the middle. So what do we have? A rotational day. All right. So we're already anticipating more of a rotational day than anything else, right? And now we're going to go into look at this perspective here, coming off of unfair lows. We have I really hate calling this where is that line coming in from? These two right here. Okay, so there's the top one I just drew. So we'll go ahead and delete that because that's already in value, right? We don't need that. And this one here is also in value. We don't need that. Okay. We have this little node right here that we can take a look at. And we don't have a lot more of anything above us. Now we came down and we tested into value area low. We rejected off of value area low, came up, and we're testing into the close of yesterday. And that's really all we have in our long-term charts. I mean, we really can't do much of anything else. So let's go ahead and switch over to our 30-minute. Getting 30-minute up now. Okay. Well, that didn't work very well, did it? Trying to get this over here for everybody on TikTok. So I don't think I had the daily up there, but that's fine. Not that big of a deal because there's not a lot going on in the daily anyhow. So let's go ahead and move back here and let's look at value. We've got this little guy right down here. We got him coming over across. I need to come back over to my 30-minute because now it's gone. We're going to do this extended. I'm going to bring this over. Okay, this is the daily. What just happened to my 30-minute? All right, we're going to move that over there. We're bringing this here. We're dropping this there. And now we should be good to go. Okay, so let's bring this over so we can see it. Let's delete all this stuff. And what are we currently doing in the 30-minute perspective? We're trading at unfair highs. We have low volume nodes right above us in two different places. We are looking short today in those areas. And then we've got long areas beneath us. I'm going to go ahead and delete this as well. We don't need that. That's gone. And that should be coming in from so this is coming in from a longer, okay, good. So that's gone. Then we have potential longs down here. So in terms of yesterday, we're looking at price action can come up through here, looking for a pullback, come up through here, looking for a pullback short, price action can come down here. We're looking for, oops, wrong way, up here, looking for a pullback. Let's delete this so I don't confuse. Well, we don't have to delete it. We'll go like this. This actually works pretty well, like that. And then down through here, this little volume node down here, we get below that with a nice close. We can come up and then we could be looking for a potential short. So here, above this area, we're looking long, but we want to see a nice close. We want to see something else along those lines, right? Then if these areas hold down here, we want to go short. There we go. If I could pick the right one. So short, long above us, and down here in these areas, we can go long as well. And then if it gets all the way down here, potential shorts down here, but we need a good, strong close below. And that's a lot of movement. If it's short below the 28,400, it's probably going to be on another day. All right. So that's where we're at. That's our plan. That's what we're looking for. Now we go back over to our shorter term chart. We're going to trade around that plan on this time frame using order flow and price. And we should have our areas printed. There we go. In the 30-minute. All right. So what we're going to be looking for is some rejection here from this area and looking for a move to the downside. Any questions so far? Any comments? Any concerns? It's 9:54. So we can be looking for positions. Nothing is setting up right now. We have this major, it's like a triple distribution here in volume. And the way we're coming off here in price, it is possible this could possibly hold as rejection. And if you notice that my language that I like to use, I don't say is, will, is going to. I use very undefined language. Could, maybe, might, right? Because again, psychologically, I don't want to hold a bias, because if I hold a bias and I'm like long, right? I'm thinking, oh, wow, I'm just going to be long for the day, whatever. I don't want to hold that type of bias. I want to be flexible. The market doesn't do what I think it's going to do. The market does what it's going to do based upon what the participants are doing. It doesn't care about me. It cares about the other participants. So now we wait. We don't have rejection above us. We don't have anything else at the moment. We are waiting for some sort of sign here that price action wants to move higher or wants to move lower. And if anything at the moment, price action is telling us it still wants to move higher. You see the high volume up here starting to form. Anticipate this high to break. There it is. High breaks. Let's open this up a little bit so it's a little bit easier to see. See the high volume forming? Expect the high to break. High breaks. Now look at the lower volume up here. We broke, lower volume coming in at the high. Look at the buyers though, 1,100, 954. It's a lot of buyers up there. A lot of buyers. And yet price action is coming back down again. Look at delta down here. We're through the open, still green. So we don't have enough sellers at the market to be coming in. And so anticipate price action to move around the open a little bit. Buyers trying to step back into this high volume. Delta doesn't come up. So buying pressure is not happening off of delta right now. Now we're starting to see a rise in delta, still breaking the highs. Still looking for this high to possibly break because of where this bar closed. I'm not saying it's going to, I'm saying because of where this bar closed, anticipate price to come back down into the high volume area, tract it like magnet, right? And then price action to come back up and test this high. And if it tests this high, we could more than likely break this high if we're above the close. Why? Because of where this bar closed at. Closes of the bars are important. And then, of course, the participants and seeing what price is doing around the highs is important because it gives you an idea of what you would anticipate price action to do around those areas. And this is why it's difficult for me to trade live, because I do all this explanation when I'm live as well, because I haven't learned to shut that down. That's not on anybody, that's on me. That's a Tony issue. Here's that test I was talking about. Got above the close, breaking the high now, but look at the low volume up here. Okay? It can still break, but look at the low volume. if it doesn't break, or if it does break by a tick or two, right? If it does only break by a tick or two and it gets back through the higher volume down here, and there it broke. So we don't even have to worry about it anymore. And that momentum coming in at the high, kind of anticipate that with as much time as it took for it to move into that area. And if you're a scalper, you can absolutely scalping to the long side throughout this whole process. Barely broke the high here, low volume, immediately trading back down again. Now I am going to be practicing some things here that I haven't done before, but I want to see if it helps you guys, and I want to see if it helps me stay consistent a little bit trading live in front of you guys. This is just practice, but this is where we bring new concepts into the equation. When we bring new concepts into the equation, when we in the demonstration, in the practice, we don't bring them into the live trading, we bring them into the practice. Let's see the high volume here, and we can't get above it. This is possible rejection above us. We still have time for this bar to close, right? But look at the delta. The delta is already down, and we're already below the open of the bar, okay? Showing a sign of bearishness, the first sign of actual bearishness today. Here, there is a possibility of bearishness coming in, but this is the actual first sign of it. And yesterday, this is where I took my expense trade, was right in here. And then I went sim because of the risk management. And if you notice in here where I went short yesterday, right? It's still too early in the day for me to be taking a position. And so I kind of traded outside of my rule set. Now we have a lower low in here, right? Where's our high volume at? Our high volume is here. I'm anticipating price action to come up and retest this area before it continues down. And what this is going to do is give us a nice little area that we can turn around and say, okay, where would we anticipate price action to go? At least down to this area, possibly down to VPOC, possibly down through this area, possibly down to this high volume node right in here above VPOC. But we have this area of low volume that it can act as possible support. So if we get into this market, I would anticipate an exit around here. Why? Because if we come into this area, we're in an uptrend in the short-term chart. We are looking at rejection on the 30-minute, but I want you to notice something in the 30-minute chart. We're creating higher lows within value back up into unfair highs. We could break out of this area. All right. And price action is now going without me. I was teaching there and missed my entry. And I grabbed this entry yesterday. And I just missed it because I brought another chart over and didn't see the down. So I'm going to have to wait for an entry here. This is what happens when I'm trading live. I'll bring a chart over like that, trying to explain things, and then I miss the position itself. And it's really starting to irritate me. And today, that didn't happen. Let's see if I get a little bit of a pullback here. I'll go ahead and put this back in here right below that high volume there. We're having some trouble getting through here and getting through here. Okay. So I want to watch this. I might get in a little bit earlier and scale myself into the position. In fact, might not be a bad idea. So if I'm going to do this, now I need to drop this down. It's the only problem with using this thing. There we go. Because I don't want to touch the entry, right? Because I touch the entry, I can mess everything up. Cancel it or something, right? So I don't want to touch anything. So now we have 4. So now we're in here with 4. Here's this. We can draw this back up again. We're risking $180 in the position. So we can go ahead and put our stop loss in up here, okay? And if we're looking at this area up here for an exit, we only have a 1.58. So we need to drop this down to at least a 2.1, right? For those individuals that are doing a 2-to-1 risk-reward ratio type thing, right? So now we're looking for a target down in here. But does it make sense? Let's go ahead and put it right above this high volume in here. And we're looking at risking $176 in the position to make 402. So now we're going to move our profit target or our take profit, right? Back in my day, it was profit target. Now it's take profit. I kind of like the profit target thing instead of take profit. Again, taking it makes it sound like you're right. Profit target it's the profit target. It's going to hit it. It's going to hit it. I'm not going to take profit there. That's just the target. Does this help anybody comparatively to what I was doing before? Being able to see it visually like this, having everything set up the way that it's set up now, knowing where the profit target is going to be, is that helpful to anybody? Or do you guys like how I was doing it before, where I was just, trilling my stop out of the position? We have the high volume down here. I'm anticipating this low to break. And if we break the lows in here, I'm looking to move down into this area pretty rapidly. I'm not going to take an expense trade on something that has moved this far. So we're going to lock in $50 into the position right now. We're up 212. We're locking in 50. Normally at this point in time, I'd be locking in 70 to 100. We're going to give this room. And remember, we are looking for long positions here today. Why are we looking for long positions? We're short, right? We're looking short of this area, but we can still be looking for long positions as well because of the 30-minute chart in here, the higher lows in value. Okay. So if we find rejection into this area, we could take scalps long back up into this area. See the high volume down here? See the low volume down here? I'm anticipating this low to break. Delta still down. See what happens if we break through the open of this bar. What does Delta do? Still down. Do we break the high? More sellers down here than buyers. If this is rejection, this is, of course, a sign of buyer absorption. Broke the low. Broke the low. Now remember, this is an area of support down here. So getting through this may be a little difficult. We've already moved our stop. We're locking in $50 on the position, trading 4 micros. Nothing's telling us we want to get out of the position. We're running, I don't know what the risk reward is, but just over a 2-to-1 risk reward ratio in the overall position. I think it's a little bit more than that. We have some rejection down here. Lower volume at the low. I'm going to go ahead and lock in a little bit more revenue into the position. We're up 300. I'm locking in 124. I'm not doing this into a 1-to-1 risk reward ratio or anything along those lines. I'm utilizing price. It's a rejection up here into this area, right? Above this high. If we get above there, go ahead and pull me out of the position because I'm anticipating some buyers to step in here because of the 30-minute perspective, right? Low volume node, we came above it, right? This is rejection, okay? We could see price action continue higher here. And if we do, what are we seeing in the chart? Short-term trend to the upside, lower highs or higher lows, and the breaks higher highs. See what I was saying? We could be long in this area. Okay, up 124 on the position so far. We can delete this. Still looking for potential rejection in this area. And still looking at potential rejection in this area. I don't really want to go long now. This is an area you could go long in. I don't really want to go long again until we can get a close above this area. And since we already have IB up here, we might as well wait for a close above IB. And all I'm doing here is looking for a continuation play to the downside. Because of the rejection here. See how we have the higher high here? Price action was not able to move higher. I'm anticipating now the lows to break. Yeah, whatever. Leave it there. It's fine. I'm anticipating these lows to break because I'm only in with 2. I'm going to look and see if we can't touch into VPOC here, or VWAP, excuse me. I keep saying VPOC, but it's VWAP. This is the VWAP down here. Looking for potential rejection in here. We have resistance above us. Starting to break into that resistance. I'm going to go ahead and be very defensive on a stop here. I don't want to take an expense trade once I have revenue. Want to wait. Want to wait, want to wait, want to wait. And if it comes up here and takes me out, I can always get back in. And there's a good chance I can get back in as a better price. So if we get back up here into this area, we're probably going to get either hold this area again as resistance, or we're going to get back in over here at this area. This can definitely act as resistance, but look what we're doing. We're rejecting out of both sides of the area. Market does not know what it wants to do right now. Is it going up or is it going down? It doesn't know. And so what are we doing? We're waiting. Letting it do its thing. We're not getting aggressive on the stop. We're not doing anything else. We're waiting. Then there's the down. Broke through the lows. Do we get through this whole area right here? Not expecting price action to trade a lot of time in these areas. Why? They're low volume for a reason. They didn't spend a lot of time there before. We're not anticipating them to spend a lot of time now. And I'm going to lock in a little bit more revenue, about $200, right? So we're going to lock in 36. There's the rejection. Don't want it to come back up into this area because then it can come back up through here because of the rejection of where it's at. Through the, not through the open yet. Look at Delta. Delta's not turning down yet. This can definitely pop up on us. Delta's down now. See the down Delta? Now I'd anticipate price action to come down and test this low. If we get back up through the open on green Delta, we could come up and test into these areas of higher volume right above us. Why? Because the Delta is the market-driven orders. And if we have market-driven orders to the buy side, what is market going to do? It's going to go up. I am going to cancel these other 2 contracts right now. I don't need them at the moment. VPOC shifted, which in this case is a good thing. Sometimes with a VPOC shift like this, we could see rejection. Okay, this isn't to me a sign of rejection because we're not coming up here and testing the highs. We're just trading around this area of higher volume and we're rejecting off that higher volume. We're back through the open again. Watch Delta. Delta has not turned negative yet. All right, we still have buyers wanting to support this market right now. Welcome, Wall Street. It's good to see you. Thank you for joining. Appreciate you. Price action is now moving back up at the highs, right? Watch the volume here. Are we getting higher volume? Are we going to reject off this area and retest back into the open of the bar? Are we going to find acceptance through this low volume node on the higher time frame and see price action move back up into the other area of rejection? These are the things that we don't know. So we're just waiting and watching to see what's going to happen. That right there is support. We're probably going to come up here and test this upper area of low volume. We're in the short-term chart, right? We're still in an uptrend. We're still making higher lows. We're not making higher highs right now. We just did here, but we're rejecting those highs. If we're rejecting the highs, what is that telling us? That we could continue to see lower prices. Testing right back into the high volume area again, right? So buyers are supporting this area right now, but I want you to notice the high volume down here. We can come back and test that. Look at Delta. See how we're almost back to the open? And we were actually negative in Delta there. We're a little bit positive now. Watch what happens at the open of around the open of the bar. See how we came down and tested into this higher range of high volume again? We didn't have negative Delta, but now we do. So what we have is market orders willing to sell in this area. And in this area when we pop back up. And now they're willing to sell a little bit more as we're coming down. What are we probably going to do? Break this low. And if we break the low and we get through this area, anticipate some momentum coming into the market to test these lows and possibly break them pretty quickly. We're back up to the high volume again where the sellers came in. Watch Delta. Does Delta turn green or does it respond and we see sellers coming into the market? I don't see any sellers in here. A little bit right there, right? So sellers are still defending this area. What happens if we get back to the open of the market or open of this bar? Not the open of the market. I'm sorry, the open of this bar. What happens then? That's the question. Green Delta. What is it probably going to do? Test the high and break it. We're probably going to get stopped out here, and that's okay. Why didn't I put my stop at the line? Because of this right here. Because this area could act as rejection to move us back down into this lower area. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this into 4. I need to be quick because I want to be short right here. Boom, I'm back in. This is the same area I was just at, right? Defending this area, looking for the down. I got stopped out on an up bar, okay? I still want to be in. Where's my stop on this position? It's pretty much right up here. I'm risking about $280 on the position right now. So if we come in and we put our little thing up, right? This is more for you guys, not for me. I'm trying to help you guys out here. Now, where are we at with the 2-to-1 risk-reward ratio? Right here around VWAP, which is absolutely perfect. Looking for 304 on a 280, which that doesn't make sense. It's not a 2-to-1 risk-reward. It's saying 2.17. Oh, it's 608. 608, that makes more sense. My old eyes are having a hard time seeing that little tiny number down there. It's 304 ticks, which is $608. Now let's see if we break the highs. Testing back up into here. If I would have only entered 2 here, I'd be entering another 2 right below here. We haven't gotten there yet. Maybe we will, maybe we won't. I don't know. But what are we anticipating? Some rejection in this whole area right up here. And we've been rejecting and holding. What's happening right now, we're coming back and we're trying to test into these highs. What's happening? High volume up here. The high volume, and we can't even break these highs over here. This high volume first, I would be anticipating price action to maybe test back into the low volume, find buyers step in and break this high because of the high volume. But if this high volume holds and we can't even make it up here, you have to question, is that high volume buyers or is it possible sellers? Ayan, I'm doing great, thanks. How are you doing? It's good to see you. You doing good today? Where'd it go? Right up here into the area, and I would have been in if I would have put my entry up here. I got in down here because of the way the market was behaving. But again, now see how we had the high volume here and we tested it, but look at the low volume coming in up here into the highs. And we came right back into this high volume area here and here. Price action's rejecting for the lows down here. See what happens at the highs. Bro, I missed you so much. I'm so sorry. I'm not trading well live. And so I went ahead and traded today. I was up $1,600 trading 4 minis today. And I traded, and oh my God, I can't tell you how good it felt to just trade. But I missed you guys as well. Oh no, don't apologize. No, you're good. You're good. Did you fix your life? Is everything good? Are you good? Are you better? What's going on? Talk to me. I'm just managing a position right now, so there's not really much to do. We got time. Price action is now trading right through the area, right? We didn't spend a lot of time there this time. Came right through the area, rejecting here where we're anticipating some buyers coming in, right? But we're not expecting us to spend time here. So if we reject here and move back up here, we probably want to be pretty tight on our stop. But the way this is going down, we can give this some room. We're just going to wait, give it some room and see what it does. Boom, more momentum coming into the market. What happens around this low? We're here at the high volume. Do we come back up and test the high area up here? Or do we come back down? Boom, we come down and we break. Now we're back here in this area, back to this high volume. We're in the same thing. Are we going to get rotation up to here? We're going to hold this area and see if we come back down into this area. Delta is moving strong to the downside. And don't ever apologize for not attending the lives. You know, I mean, I absolutely appreciate the support. I absolutely appreciate you being here. You know, but life happens. Life absolutely happens. You've got to live your life. Finding support here at the high volume, go figure, right? Should be anticipating that. Still haven't broke through this whole area yet. Having a hard time right now getting through this low. But got the high volume down here, anticipating this to break. And if this breaks, we can come back down to VWAP pretty quickly. Yes, I'm better now. I'm hitting the gym and mastering the skills, learning, and a lot of learning business, GTM strategy, RevOps, and a lot of stuff. Beautiful. Well done. Shiva, what's going on with you? How have you been? I haven't seen you forever in a day. You like went ghost. Yeah, let's share socials, most definitely. I mean, you got my YouTube and stuff, right? You type in !Discord. And then !, I think it's socials. And then you have mine. You can give me yours. I'll copy them down. So price action rejected here. Now we're coming back up again, right? We're up pretty nicely on this position. I still want to give it some room because we're holding this area here. If we break these highs, I might bring it back down to this area. But let's go ahead and just lock in $64 right now. Okay? And Mirza, well done. Well done on all of that stuff. Logan, welcome. I just saw you join down here. It's good, sir. I had the worst time of life this month. I'm just passing through, but I surely missed your streams and I missed you speaking too. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I hope things are going better for you. Um, you know, join Discord and let's discuss if you would like to. I'm always down for that. Life isn't easy. I mean, think about it. If growing up was easy, would it take so long? And how many people do you know that just haven't grown up? Um, you know, it, it takes time. Life is not easy. Nobody ever said life was going to be easy, but man, it can be a lot of fun. Missing your face too. Where's the webcam? I apologize, Shiva. I didn't reset my computer before I went live, and my camera is not registering on OBS right now. So that's completely my fault. I didn't even think about it. Got on live late today, way late today, because I was wanting to I have a lot of work to do. I've got a lot of plans. I've got so much stuff going on right now, and it's really, really good, amazing stuff. Do exclamation mark social, just drop the S and then exclamation mark Discord as well. And I'm not complaining about all the work I have to do. I just wanted to get all my chores that I need to get done this weekend. I wanted to get those done today so I have a plethora of time this weekend to just focus. And I got all it done, and I got all of it done really fast. And I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna go stream. I got to practice. I'm gonna go stream. We got this. So that's what I did. Yeah, so try it again, and this time exclamation mark social. Drop the S. Right, I also wiped up my operating system yesterday and installed Linux. Tired of Windows 11, and I understand. I completely understand. I can't do that, but I completely understand. There we go. But I completely understand, individuals doing that. How do you like Linux? Is it working better for you? You guys are so awesome. Seriously, I can't express enough how much I appreciate you guys. I appreciate the support. I mean, the love that you guys are sharing with me, right? What's up? Missing you, bro, or was missing you, bro. I'm missing your face. I'm missing the lives. I'm missing. You guys are awesome. I can't express enough how amazing this community is. Big G, tell me about what's going on. So, what upgrading after our last talk? Give me some recap. So, I don't know if I'm going to be trading live in front of everybody in the US session anymore. I don't know. I want to. I want to. I want to. I want to. Don't. And I want to get back to it. But even here, right? I missed a position this morning because I was moving charts around, because I do a lot of teaching, and I like to answer questions and those type of things, but it distracts me from my own trading. Yesterday, I was down 1200, a little over 1200 yesterday. Trading in the prop account through Tradeify. So I was down 1223. So today I traded not live, and I'm up over 1600. I'm working with some individuals that are helping me develop my work. I'm trying to create a course. I'm trying to create some individuals have been asking for a mentorship program. I've had 3 people ask me that in the last week. So I'm going to be working into that direction, not to take any of this education I'm doing here away from anybody. That this is going to continue, but I have to be able to trade. And so my trading hours might change where I'm live, or I might turn around and record what I'm doing. Because like today I did a lot of scalping. I was long, I was short, I was kind of all over the place. I had a ton of trades today. I had no expense trades, and I had phenomenal trading 44 micros up $1,600 in a day. Okay. Loving it. Loving it. I loved that session. It felt so good being back in the saddle, just trading again. It felt so good. It was so amazing. So I don't know what I'm going to do in the live. These streams are going to continue. My practice, I'm still going to be doing live. The course I'm making, that I'm doing, all of that stuff is going to be free. This is going to be much more structured for individuals that want to do things, but it's going to be completely reasonably priced. But I have to pay these individuals that are doing this stuff. That's why I'm going to have to charge something for it. Okay. But we're really working on doing some, what I think are some pretty cool things. So that's all coming here soon. That's what I'm working on, and I love it. I'm loving every minute of it. I can't. I've only been doing this I haven't even been doing this for a month yet. This is the 4th week. And man, I can't tell you enough how much I just appreciate everybody's support and everybody's love, the sharing of the positivity. It's much more than I ever thought it was going to be already. And so, yeah, that's what I'm working on. And then, of course, I'm still going to be doing the education and those type of things, the videos and stuff like that on Discord. If you have questions, get onto Discord, ask me your questions. If I can't answer it from a sentence or two, let me build a video and go through it with you. Shiva, thank you. We appreciate you being here too, sir. Well, thank you. I mean, I don't know. You guys are just amazing. I can't, that's all I can say. Yeah. Like attracts like, right? And yeah. You guys attracted me, I attracted you, whichever way you want to look at it doesn't really matter. Birds of a feather flock together. And all I want to do is just see everybody succeed. And if there's anything I can do to help any of you succeed in whatever intention you have for yourself, and it doesn't have to be about trading. The only reason my intention is with trading is because I want the freedom to do particular things in my life, and trading gives me the freedom in order to be able to do those things. And being able to do this in front of you all, yeah, okay, that's just a blessing. Aaron Delbert, thank you so much for joining. I truly appreciate you. No, you guys make this so much more worthwhile than I ever dreamed or imagined it possibly could be. So again, thank you for being here and all of your support. And $282 so far today is a heck of a lot better than the 1223.64 that I was down yesterday. I guess 1223.04 that I was down yesterday. I watch your streams to relax before sleep. Sometimes I fall asleep watching them too. Thanks to be such a well speaker and explainer. Well, thank you. I mean, it's good to know that my voice is so boring. I'm joking. I know you didn't mean it that way. I'm totally joking. No, I appreciate that feedback. I can't say anything else but thank you and just wow. I mean, it's hard for me to wrap my brain around the idea that people are willing to spend their time watching a video that I'm doing. Time is the most important commodity that we possibly have. It's And we can't trade it for anything else. We can't get more of it, and we never know when it's going to end. And the fact that you guys are so willingly just want to spend your time on my content, I don't know. I don't ever want anybody to feel like I take that idea for granted at all. Hi, I love your streams. Thank you, Shiva. Again, I appreciate the support. I mean, you're one of the main reasons why I keep doing this. It's that type of support. It's you guys, as long as you guys are enjoying the content and you want more of it, I'm going to do it. And it doesn't matter if it's one person, if it's 10 people, if it's 10,000. I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. If one person is getting something out of it, I've done my job. I'm still waiting for VWAP down here to be tested. I really am. I'm waiting for VWAP to be tested, and so I'm just turning around and getting back into positions just to see if it's going to happen or not. And price action keeps on going in my favor and not breaking highs, so I'm not putting a stop in because, I don't know. I don't really think it's necessary in order to do that. We can get a bar that goes completely against us, but when that happens, usually there's a pullback and we're okay. There's no sense of, going into a knee-jerk reaction or anything else. Chill. It's all good. It's all good up in the hood, yo. I have no rhythm. I'm like none. Blossom, thank you so much for the follow. I truly, truly appreciate you. Absolutely, truly appreciate you. Um, you know, I do. All I care about in my own life is living intentionally. And what does that mean? That means that I need to allow my actions to be aligned to my intentions. And if I can help even one person in this world do that same because they want to live intentionally, I'm all for it. I only need one. That's it. Only one. Because it's so much more fun to go on a journey with somebody else than it is walk it alone. Now we're starting to see the rejection back in here, so I'm going to get a little bit defensive on this stop. Now I'm going to lock in a little bit of revenue. There's no sense to me. Blossom, thank you. I appreciate that. You're welcome and true. Yeah. And so, yeah, no, it's life is so difficult sometimes. We need some form of fulfillment. Where is fulfillment coming from? When we align our actions to intention, intention becomes fulfilled. And when we're fulfilled, wow, we stop feeling stuck and we start experiencing joy, not because of the result, because of the fact that we did what we said we were going to do. We restored that trust within inside ourselves. And that's where life becomes meaningful again. And it's not us that loses the trust. It's because we have a part of us that runs off of automation, and that part, guess what? It doesn't care about what you want. It doesn't care about your intention. It doesn't care about any of that stuff. It just cares about running and keeping the status quo and allowing the patterns of the repetition to keep happening over and over again. And then we spend all of our time trying to fix, heal, change all of that. And we don't stop to look at the big picture and to see that the automation isn't us. We couldn't have intentions, dreams, goals, and aspirations if we were truly all of the automated stuff, the subconscious programming, right? So we can't be the subconscious programming. We have to be something else. And if we could just realize that, our identity can shift from that automation and shift into who we truly are, which is intention incarnate. That's where free will comes from. And now we can live the life that we really want to live. because now we're not identifying with all the patterns and everything else in our life. And we're able to identify with what's important to us, our intention. And now we can start fulfilling the intention, experiencing that internal joy, allowing that internal joy to help us align our actions even more to our intention, fulfilling them even more. And now the harvest comes. And what's the harvest? The results. And when the results are aligned to the intention, now we're living the life that we want to live. Keep going, sir. I know that this channel is going to get to 1 million one day, and I'll be there to support you all the time. You deserve all of it. It's a really hardworking and dedicated person. Shiva, thank you. I don't know. You, Shiva. You, Blossom. You, I'm going to butcher your name, Aeon Mirza. Okay? You guys, Arbit out. You guys are who I'm dedicated to. The dedication is to you guys. Now, how do I produce the content that you guys need? How do I support you to get you to where you want to be? Because it's not just about trading. Trading is my intention. What is your intention? Because your intention is the only thing that matters, not mine. Mine matters to me 100%, but I'm not going to judge you and say, oh, well, you have to have the same intention. Or, oh, you want to do that? That's so dumb. Why aren't you doing this instead? The world does that to you. The world does that to me. We need an environment where the world doesn't do that to us. And that's what I'm trying to build. I wish my camera was on right now. I'm sorry, guys, that it's not. If I wasn't in a trade right now, I might actually end this stream, restart my computer real quick, get everything back up and running and be back on. But I'm in a trade. I'm practicing right now, so I should probably try to stay focused. Stephen Trades, thank you for joining. Appreciate you. It's good to see you. Hope everything is going well in your side of the world. Wish my camera was on. I'd say hi, but it's not. So, you know, that's because I didn't restart my machine. It's the Newbury showing of my streaming. It's just a replay from yesterday. I was actually down 12.23 yesterday, and the prop account up 16.33 today. I was trading a micro yesterday, or a mini yesterday, and I'm trading 4 micros now. So yeah, that's where we're at right now. And then I'm still trading the 4 micros right now too. Looking for price action to continue down off of these areas. We're just not able to break the highs. And I keep trying to get us down to the VWAP, but the price action is just not wanting to behave. So I keep getting in and out, and that's about it. First entry was up here. And as price action starts to continue down to making these higher lows, my entries keep getting lower, but I don't want to take a revenue trade and turn it into an expense trade either. So moving stops to break even and those type of things, and waiting to see if we can get a breakdown of the market a little bit. Does anybody have any questions? Comments, concerns, anything? Low Key Trader FX, thank you for joining. Appreciate you. Welcome. Just chilling right now. Been in trades all morning. Nothing has really broke out of this area, so I'm just keep trading. My first trade was up here in this area, and as we're making lower highs in this market, I continue to re-enter. I just don't like taking a revenue trade and turning it into expense. Doesn't make a lot of sense for me to do that, in my viewpoint. Fritz, welcome. Love the name, Fritz. I love that. DJ. I was hoping I was going to see you again. Thank you. Thank you so much for being here. Truly, truly appreciate you. And of course, I'm absolutely going to appreciate you because I mean, you know, you just might be part of the mob, and I'm going to be really, really nice to you, sir. I hope you're laughing right now. What's going on? It's good to see you. What's going on in New York? Anything fun and exciting? You enjoying the summer? Did you said your son, right? You had to go and explain to him all the mistakes that he made. Were you able to get him set up? No, I didn't see your post that you put out last night. What post? Where? Where was your post at? Oh, shoot. What did I just do? Oh, I know. Man. Oh, on TikTok? No, I did not. As soon as the stream is over, I'm going to find that. I'm going to watch it and I will comment. How does that sound? I am so sorry that I missed that. You can't take me anywhere. Did you call today's range type of day? I'm gonna have to check that out. Absolutely. Well done. Well done. I did not call today's range. I traded today, but I didn't trade on and live in the New York. I traded on my own. I had quite a few trades today. I was up 1633 trading 4 micros. Much better result than yesterday, but I didn't trade live. I'm having a hard time trading live because I do a lot of teaching and I'm moving charts around and I'm doing other things, and then I miss things or I get sidetracked. I'm having a hard problem. I'm having issues. Engulf CPR range. Did it really? I need to watch your video so I can understand context. I had to look up what CPR was. Shows you my ignorance. It's just a post a video. That's fine. I'll definitely take a look at it. Well, did you post it onto my TikTok? Just follow me on Insta, sir. Thank you, Shiva. I appreciate it. Do I even have anything going out on Insta? I don't manage that stuff on my own. Are you kidding me? I can't keep it. No, on yours? Okay, beautiful. Beautiful. Well, I need to find you on TikTok, DJ. I need to join yours and I need to get all that set up. I'm sorry I haven't done that yet. I'm a slacker. I am definitely a slacker. And my camera isn't on because, of course, I didn't reset my machine. I haven't reset my machine in like 2 days, and now the camera doesn't like me right now through OBS. Whatever, it happens. At least everybody's still coming in here, right? Because I had the whole thing on TikTok of saying, "Oh, well, you're banned," or whatever it says. It's not banned, but we're not sending your live out to For You pages basically because you're redoing old content or whatever. I don't know. It doesn't like me. Well, TikTok is banned here, or I would have dropped you a follow there too. Yeah, no, TikTok isn't, I don't know. Why? Okay, so here's a question for everybody. Why does TikTok get banned in certain areas and accepted in others? I don't know. I don't follow all of that. I didn't have social media until I started this whole project. I really kind of just shied away from social media in general. I didn't have any of it. Um, you know what? You know what? I'm gonna buy this here. I am gonna buy this here. I think we have a chance to go up here. High volume, anticipating this high to break. already up a little bit, so I don't want to give turn revenue into expense. High volume, anticipated rotation into this area, so I'm going to go ahead and move the stop up a little bit more, lock in 70. We're up to 8. I was short last night around 29,000 yearly level and exited at 28,502 quarterly level. DJ, you're amazing. You are absolutely amazing. I wish there was some way, I wish this was a matrix and I could just download your brain and put it into mine. You are old school, but you're an old pit trader. So, I mean, you know, I'm jelly right now. People are normalizing nudity too much on TikTok, so it's banned. There you go. That makes perfect sense. Well, that was rude. I probably should have moved my stop a little bit higher on that, but that's okay. That's okay. Got a little bit more out of it. No, I would, DJ, I would absolutely take a trip to New York and pay you to spend a lunch with me just to pick your brain and hear some of your war stories. I absolutely would. And I don't say that about too many people. There's less than a handful of people that I would actually do that with. I wouldn't even do that with Warren Buffett, because Warren Buffett and I, we see things differently, not better, not worse, just differently. But you, man, oh no. I would, yeah, it would be a total honor to be able to sit down and just talk to you for even just a couple hours. You're just one of those people. And I appreciate you, and I thank you for attending again today. I'm really actually honored and kind of flabbergasted. Like, an individual with your experience is here in my stream talking to me. I don't know. It's just very, very, very much appreciate it. 28,770 to 28,780 possible resistance if it clears that area. Be long. I'm writing that down. I'm taking notes. Hold on. I don't have a pen in front of me. I was looking for a pen yesterday, and I just bought like a whole box of pens too, and I don't have any of them in front of me. I'm ridiculous. $28,770, 28,780. Okay. And I'm actually going to study that and see why those areas might be of importance. See if I can reverse engineer that a little bit. I mean, DJ, I would be honored, seriously. You're too kind. Too kind. Truly appreciate you. Sorry, what, you lying to me now? I hope you laugh at my dumb jokes. I mean, as you notice, I don't have a problem laughing at mine. Oh my God, you guys are awesome. You gave me the wrong ones? Be calling some 900 number. Something on the other line would be like, on the other side would be like, hi, my name's Jasmine. Oh, good times, good times. But in like a New York accent, though, I can't do that. Not even a little bit. I wouldn't even try. If we get above the open of this bar, I'm going to go ahead and take a shot for a possible scalp to move back up into this area and over these highs. but we're rejecting this so much now that we could just go ahead and come back down and retest VPOC. I mean, that's a possibility at this point. Um, now I'm glad it didn't go long. Interesting. The high volume down here, anticipating it to come back and possibly test that. But that's some pretty nice rejection off of here. And if that's sellers in here and they don't retest it, a lot of absorption going on down there. A lot of absorption. Make sure you get to see me next stream. Absolutely. I'm just 17, so you got youngsters here too. Shiva, that's awesome. That's awesome. You know what, Shiva? I want to I just want to do a shout out to you for a moment, okay? 17 years old. All right. In a stream and regarding trading and just, that sort of environment. There's not a lot of 17-year-olds out there doing that. Kudos to you, my friend. Kudos to you for looking into your future, for, being a part of all of this, being open-minded to listening to a 50-year-old talk to you behind a microphone. And listening and being a part. I mean, that's phenomenal. My 17-year-old self would not have been that open-minded. That's amazing. That is absolutely amazing. Well done. Says a lot about your character. Either you're an absolutely amazing individual or you came from a good pedigree. And if you came from a good pedigree and you're doing what you're doing, so it's a little bit of both. Make sure we get to see you in the thanks, man. I had my biggest trading month too. It's a 7K month for me. I trade different than you, but I love listening to you. Well done. Here's the thing, right? There's 8 billion people in this world. There's more than 8 billion ways to trade. Okay, I was listening to an individual today. I don't listen to a lot of traders out there. I try not to. I really try not to. I don't like how that came down immediately. I'm going to get out of this pretty quickly. I don't like that. I don't like how he immediately failed and we immediately went to down delta there. I was looking for a continuation play to the upside there, and I did not like how that played out at all. Not even a little bit. Okay, anyway, so I was listening to the streamer, and this guy was talking about, so he was a math guy, right? Mathematician, those type of things, right? Went to UCLA, one of those people. He was talking about doing a test for 15 years on different forms of methodologies, reversion to mean reversion, trends. There was like 15 different methodologies that he used. And the only one that was profitable over 15 years was mean reversion. But here's the thing that these people don't realize. Market conditions shift. And if you trade the same methodology in every single market condition, you're going to have periods of drawdown. But if you can do something to read market conditions in some way, and you have triggers that can shift you from one way of viewing the markets and entering around the markets to another. Okay. You can limit and minimize your drawdowns. Why am I short here? Because the way price action came down against me when I tried to enter this position, we couldn't break this high again. I was waiting for it to come down and break through the open. And when it did, beautiful. Let's play. Let's dance. And we might be able to get through VWAP. And if we don't, we're going to hold this as support. And I don't want to be in the market anymore holding that as support. So I'm going to be tight on my stop for trailing. And I'm going to watch this. I'm going to lock in a little bit more. I'm waiting for this low to break. If the low doesn't break, I'm going to take what the market's going to give me. And that's beautiful. Perfect. But the way that it snapped against me when it came into the open, right above the open, and I went long and it snapped against me and Delta just came down, right? And then we turned around and we couldn't make a higher high with a high volume up here around this area. I want to take a shot to the downside. And now the same thing. We're holding VPOC. We're holding VWAP as support, right? Now we came up through the high. We're rejecting that high. If we come down here through the open, I want to be out of the position. I'm waiting for this high to possibly break. I should have already moved to a break even there because we tested the high again. I was talking and I wasn't thinking. So I should have already had a break even trade there. I shouldn't have taken an expense, but we didn't break through the open. So I'm going to try it again. This time if we get to the high, break even. There we go. That's what I should have done on the last trade. I shouldn't have taken an expense there. I should have already been at a break even. These are just little scalps. We're trading in a range here, and I'm trying to catch potential momentum. And I'm doing it in a way where hopefully I don't get... Hopefully the market doesn't snap against me and go the other way in the context of momentum. 637 is a lower level to watch for the go, no-go area. Interesting. DJ, thank you. You are a master, a scholar, and a gentleman, my friend. Truly, truly appreciate you. And this is what happens when you take your eyes off the charts for 5 seconds, right? It has nothing to do with DJ, has nothing to do with anything else, right? It's as traders, we can get distracted. And when we do get distracted, our whole, here, my whole strategy, I'm looking for a possible breakout of the market out of this position, right? Okay. And in the context of looking for that, I should have still been long right here around the open of this bar with a very tight stop, looking for that momentum. Okay. And I didn't get into the position because I allowed my mind to wander. Okay. And in that wandering, I missed the position. This is why it's so... What do you drink? I have to ask, what do you drink? I'm not telling you anything until you tell me. Thanks, man. I have my biggest... Okay, so... yeah, no, I mean, it's... you're just... if you're in an area in a range like this, right? JD... I don't know if you're into bourbons at all, but there's a bourbon out there, Elijah Craig. It's a small batch, Heaven Distillery out of Kentucky. Now, I found a unicorn and I had a 23-year bottle of it. And oh my God, was that smooth. But the Elijah Craig, just regular 12-year batch, It's so smooth. It's so good. It has an oak flavor to it. There you go. And then have you ever had the Angel's Envy for Jack Daniels or Frank Sinatra? Jack Daniels, Frank Sinatra. Oh my God. Oh my God. I'm sure you have too. It would absolutely very much surprise me if you have not. Very, very good as well. It's the Frank Sinatra is much better than the Angel's Envy. But the Angel Envy is still pretty good. But I mean, you can't go wrong with Jack Daniels though. Do you just drink it straight, or do you just do you mix it with Coke? I'm just curious. A little splash of Coke. I kind of got away from the Coke, and I actually put Sprite in it sometimes just to change it up a little bit. Kind of like a whiskey 7, but I like Sprite better than 7-Up. And see, we've got the breakout, right? We have the breakout. That's what I was looking for. That's why I was taking those little micro scalps in here, looking for this move. That's what I was hunting for, and it happened. I just missed it because I took my eyes off the charts for 5 seconds, and it happens that quick. But if you notice, what I didn't do is I didn't come in and I didn't make another mistake by trying to chase it. And that's what a lot of traders will do. They miss the position and they'll chase it. And this example, okay, it didn't hurt you. But don't look at this example and say, oh, well, chasing it's fine, because look, the reason why it's going up right now, part of it, you do hit VWAP, which is, important, but I want you guys to really look at this. I'm going to take all of these lines off of here so you can see this clearly, okay? Because this is extremely important for you to understand in terms of auction market theory. Oh my God. If I put another line on this chart, I swear I might actually smack myself. Goodness gracious. There is no reason to be putting that many drawing things on a single chart. All right. Ridiculous. This price action came down, closed below the prior range. That's our market shift bar. Okay, that's telling us that we can be trending down, we can consolidate, or we can move back into value. Okay, possibly even to prior value. We are making higher lows within value. We did not shift down to value area low. We can easily break out, test these highs, break them. Okay, we have the shorts up here from unfair highs that we should be looking at, because we are coming back down and we're retesting these highs. We've already done that, but we've held VWAP and value area high as support. Now it's a chance that's going to break out to the upside. Can we break out to the downside? Sure. But here in this range, we already tried to break out to the downside and already rejected. And then price action is having a hard time coming in and breaking lows. Okay. And each time we tried to break highs and we tried to break lows, we barely broke them and held this area. That's why I was looking for a breakout. And that's why I was looking for a breakout to the upside. So this is all from DJ. We open gap down. As traders, we get paid to wait. Yes. My charts are mess lines everywhere. I can see through the forest. I can do the same thing too. It's trying to explain it without the lines is another story. Especially for me, I get caught up. I'm like a squirrel, seriously, I'll get sidetracked. You've probably seen that more than once. I'm a really curious type of person. I always wonder how life feels when people get older. I'd like to have some life advices from you, because you have so much experience and learnings that I can learn. Learn to trust yourself, and you're enough. If there's two lessons that I could have taught, if I could go back to my younger self and I could teach my younger self two things, that's what I would teach myself. No, that didn't sound wrong at all, Shiva. Not at all. No, I appreciate the question. I really do, and I'm honored by your question. I'm humbled by your question. I also understand that you're 17, right? So I'm trying to be very, very careful in how I answer that question as well. And I take on a lot of responsibility on myself to answer that question. And so if I was talking to my younger self at 17 years old, oh my God, first of all, my 17-year-old self, after I said one thing, would probably have smashed my face in with his fist or his foot, one of the two. My 17-year-old self was extremely angry. Trust yourself. Learn to trust yourself. And to always remember that you're always enough. That's the advice I would give to my 17-year-old self. And try not to take yourself so seriously. I appreciate you a lot, sir. Thanks for the response. That's why I love your streams. Well, thank you, Shiva. I appreciate the question. You know, it's and I mean, here's the thing, right? We all live. I would just talk to somebody about this today. All right. This concept has always intrigued me. Okay. I was born in the United States of America. I could have been born in the outbacks of Afghanistan, Pakistan. You know, I could have been born anywhere. I could have been born in the Middle East. Who would I have been? How would my beliefs been shaped? The same way by my environment, but I would be a completely different individual than I am today. The fact that we think that our birth and where we were born is all just random is so intriguing to me. Because where we're born, the culture that we were raised in, the beliefs that we have can be so vastly different just by the place that you were born into and who you were born to. And then we turn around and we take our culture, we take our beliefs, we take our values, and we view the world through those lenses, and we judge the world through them. We judge ourselves through them. And I don't know about you guys, but when I start judging myself for other people, I stop loving myself and other people. Because one thing that I have found in my life is the more I judge, the less loving I am. And I really, 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 truly believe the words. Now, I am not religious. I am not religious at all. Not even a little bit. But I really do everything I possibly can to be 100% respectful to people's belief systems. But I truly believe the words, love yourself as your neighbor. But you cannot love your neighbor until you love yourself. I think God, I was born in America, not Italy, especially Brooklyn. I don't know, DJ. I don't know. You might already be Italian. It's 100% possible. And if so, you may have made one damn good Italian. You be trading wine. Oh my God. Yeah, our learnings and surroundings become our lenses from which we see the world. Exactly. And not just see the world, but we see the charts in front of us through that same lens. We see everything that we do through that lens. Everything. And we generalize, distort, and delete the information that we see through that same lens. And it's that lens that locks us in. It's that lens that does not listen to intention. You've been a farmer? DJ, my friend, you are way too refined to be walking through cow shit, okay? Could you imagine? Your Italian shoes and your Armani pants would not work well as a farmer. Oh man, I grew up in Oregon, okay? In a small little hick town in Oregon. That's what my family in Sicily does. They farm. Well, yeah, but you're a Brooklyn Italian. You're farming different things, my friend. I grew up in a small little town of 58 people in Oregon. We had 10,000 cows. I swear I can still speak 5 dialects of moo. Okay? I mean, seriously. And then when I was 12, I moved to Southern California, outside of LA. Completely different change. Completely. I can't even talk about it because I'm so right, because it's just so just different. And I swear to God, I will never go back to the farm again, ever. I visit every once in a while when I absolutely have to, like when somebody passes away or something along those lines. But other than that, I stay as far away as I possibly can. There's a reason why I'm on the East Coast. Because Oregon and that lifestyle, I'm grateful people love to live it. It's just not for me. That is not who I am. But the point is, our views, our lens that we view the world through does not listen to intention. And so when we want something for our lives, that lens is manipulating the body to act. And as long as the body's manipulated to act by that lens, if we want something and that lens is not aligned to it, and the only reason why we want something is because the lens is unable to lead us to our intention. And as long as that lens is manipulating the body, we move away from the life we want to live. It's not us. We're not to blame. We don't need to be fixed. We don't need to heal. We don't need to change. We simply need to stop identifying with the lens and identify with identity. Identify with intention. And when we identify with intention, we can walk into intention. We can align action to intention. And here's the thing. Only one master can manipulate the body at a time. And if the lens is manipulating the body, intention is not. But when intention starts to manipulate the body, the lens cannot. And that's why we don't need to heal, and we don't need to fix, and we don't need to change. We need to heal and fix the things enough to be able to understand this concept. But once we can understand the concept, we can live it. And once we can start living it, everything changes. The whole reality changes. Why? Because we start to operate and move into a new lens. a world viewed through the lens of intention, not through the lens of our learnings and our surroundings and our environment and our teaching from a time period in our life when we were too young to even understand what was happening in the first place. And then we get too old to accept that truth. All right, I'm gonna get off my soapbox now. If you guys could see me at the moment through my camera, you'd be laughing at me right now because I'm kind of rocking in my chair at the moment, like an old grandpa. The only thing I'm missing is a grandkid bouncing on my knee. I'm grateful, DJ, that you laugh at my dumb jokes. I do appreciate that. But no, man. You, my friend, are right exactly where you were supposed to be. Oh, goodness. Too awesome. Too awesome. 6036. I haven't seen you in the chat for a while. How you been? You good? Life good? It's good to see you. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. See? I pay attention sometimes. Most of the time I'm too poor to pay attention, but every once in a while, it happens. Well, on that note, it is 11:12 on July 22nd, 2026. At the same time, at 6:51 p.m. on July 23rd, 2026 in New York time in the US. And I think this day is done. Does anybody have any questions, any comments, any concerns, anything that you would like to discuss? And Shiva, I appreciate you and I appreciate the questions. I appreciate your openness. My God, at 17 years old, that open? Yeah. You've got a good future ahead of you, sir. Not only that, but I mean, at your age, 7,000 in a month in your trading, phenomenal. You should be proud of yourself. You should take a moment this weekend and just be. Just allow yourself to be in the success that you're in right now and just allow that fulfillment to seep in. Just focus on that for a few minutes. And just let that radiate throughout you. Because you're doing phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. I joke that I'm jealous of DJ, but it's more you, Shiva. Because of where you're at in your life right now at your age, I think back to where I was in my life at that age. And I was one of those lost souls at that age. Had no idea what I was going to do. I didn't even know the difference between my ass and a hole in the ground, let alone anything else. That's why I joined the Marine Corps. You know, you don't join the Marine Corps because, you you've got things together. Oh, good times. Good times. Marines out there, I'm not saying anything bad about you. I absolutely promise, brothers, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean. I was one of those lost souls. Goodness gracious. I was 150 pounds, 6 foot. I left boot camp 11 and a half weeks later at 189 pounds. 6% body fat going in and 6% body fat going out. My last name is Begin. Just like it sounds. Spell it out. And my God, they had me beginning all the time on that quarter deck. And they loved every single minute of it. I was jacked. The girls appreciated it when I got out. But man, I would never do it again. All right, everyone. Well, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for amusing a 50-year-old with your time. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you so much for your encouragement. Thank you for your patience with me as I learn how to walk into this better. Thank you for being here, and thank you for simply being you. You are all absolutely amazing. I love this community. I love you guys. And I don't say that with any form of emptiness. You guys are amazing. Secret, how you doing? It's been a while. Are you good? Life good? Life's treating you well? Zhao, isn't it? Isn't that how you pronounce it? Zhao Secret? I may have that. I may completely butcher that. Correct me if I'm wrong. Oh no, it's the X is SH, isn't it? Xiao. Xiao? Is that better? Xiao? I had to Google it. Xiao Secret. All good? Good. Glad to hear it. Glad to hear it. Thank you for being here. I really appreciate you. I haven't seen you for a while. It's good to have you in the house. Much appreciated. Thank you for blessing me with your presence today. Did you have anything that you wanted to discuss? Because I was about ready to end the stream. So if you have something, let me know. I will definitely stick around for you. Good trading session today. A better practice today. This is absolutely phenomenal. And I was able to do it with you all. So thank you so much for being here. And on that note, I hope everybody has an amazing evening, day, wherever you're at in the world, night. Can your order flow analysis be used for intraday or swing trading? 100%. Absolutely. So, Xiao, so this is how this works, right? What I'm trying to do is I'm teaching more of a form of a scalping entry technique. Okay? But think of it this way. If you're doing intraday swing and position trading, okay? The only thing those three things really have in common is the entry. Well, if you can learn to pinpoint your entries with very good accuracy, you can use that same technique on any time frame you want to trade on. And then all you have to do is adjust the way you manage your position. And you will manage your position differently between scalping, intraday, swing, and position trading. But once you're able to pinpoint those entries, you can trade any way you want to. And that's what I'm trying to demonstrate here. those pinpointed entries. Those pinpointed entries in trends. Those pinpointed entries in rotations, reverting back to the mean. In rotation, reverting back to the mean. And in trends. Because if you think about it, your intraday, your swing trades, right? In your intraday chart, whatever it is that you're entering on an intraday is going to trend when your swing is either trending or more than likely in value. And if you're in this position long enough on your shorter term chart for your entry, that's going to move into a trend. And then you're going to have a trend on your swing. And when your swing enters a trend, you're probably going to be in some form of rotation value in a much longer term chart. And then that's going to turn into a trend eventually. And now you just continue to follow the trend until one of your time frames starts to show signs of no longer following that trend. And so, yes, what I'm trying to demonstrate is you can use one entry-level criteria for every single style of trading you want to do. That way you can stay consistent in everything that you do. Nanda, welcome. Thank you for joining. I appreciate you. I hope you are well. If you have any questions, please absolutely let me know. So yesterday in the evaluation, I was down 1223.04. Today I was up over 1600. I was trading 1 micro in here, or 1 mini in here. I traded 4 micros today. I had a lot more than 4 trades though. We will see that tomorrow. And replaying yesterday, I'm now up 1812. Not because I remembered what happened to the market yesterday, but because when I made that mistake here, it wasn't a mistake. I just entered the trade. I entered a trade a little bit early and I risked about 1350, which is way too much for an evaluation. But 1350 in my cash account isn't difficult, is absolutely okay for me to do. So I had to make some adjustments, and I made some adjustments. And in my adjustments today, I traded live with those adjustments, and it worked out really well. I practiced those adjustments here in this market condition today, the one from yesterday, and those same criteria, and they worked extremely well. And so now I'm going to continue to test them live because they're working live. They're working in the practice. And this is where we take our theory. And when there's holes in the theory, like risking too much, for example, and not liking that experience, I need to make adjustments. So I come in here in the laboratory and I make my adjustments. And then I apply those adjustments to the live edge. And then I apply those adjustments back again to the live edge when I come back to practice. Good night, Gramps. I love being here on your stream. I'm an old man. I'm Gramps. See you next stream. Shiva, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for your comments. I appreciate you. Thank you for your comments and your humor and the laughs. Again, very, very much appreciate you. Truly appreciate you. All right, everybody. Well, on that note, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for being you. Thank you so much for all of your support. Truly appreciate each and every single one of you. And until next time, as always, be safe, be kind, and know that you too are loved, because I absolutely love you all and this community. Thank you so much. Enjoy.